I'm home today from work. Have had some back issues, so um, I thought I'd take this opportunity to share a few things um, that the Lord's given me over the past, I don't know, couple of weeks. And gosh, I hope I can figure out how to shut this off. I'm using this camera with a different computer, and I don't see a stop button. But anyway, I guess I'll figure that out when I'm done talking. So um, I wanted to just share some things about how the Lord feels about us. Um, when I was waking up, it was probably about a week ago, I heard in my spirit, one foot in the grave, one foot on the cross, and he was thinking of you. And I thought, wow, that's amazing when you stop and think about that Jesus at the pinnacle of his pain and suffering on the cross, and almost to that place of death, was thinking about me, was thinking about you. And I mean, I sit here today, with some back pain, and I don't know about you, but when I'm in pain, I'm thinking about me. And so to just contemplate, how his heart is towards us, that it is full of such love, um, and it just goes beyond comprehension. And I wanted to also share something with you that the Lord showed me, I don't know, 3, 4 years ago. I was praying one night before I went to sleep, and I asked the Lord, I said, if, could you just like show me where I'm at with you, some prayer like that. And that night I had this dream, and if you spend a lot of time trying to unpack dreams, you'll get this as I share it, but because it's kind of neat. I was watching, and I saw Elvis Presley, and he was standing in the ocean, and it probably came up, mid thighs, and he had in his hand what looked like I thought at first it was a little bunny, but then I realized it was a teeny tiny deer that fit into his hand. And he was walking through the water with this teeny deer in his hand. And then he got almost to the shore, and he took the little deer and he put it in the water. And the water was just above the little deer's head, so she couldn't breathe. And he waited, and I was watching, and I was getting nervous because I wanted the deer to be able to breathe, and but I felt like, it was just like, just wait and watch. And after, I don't know, 30 seconds or a minute, finally, she lifted her head up. And when she lifted her head up, her nose came out of the water and she could breathe. And it was, the deer became so overjoyed that she leaped out of the water onto the shore, and there were others on the shore that began to celebrate with the little tiny deer. And I just thought that is really neat, because the interpretation of that dream is Elvis is the king, therefore that would be Jesus. And the king carries his dear ones, his little dear ones, through the deep waters. And he places us in the water just above our heads. And he waits. And when we get to the place where we are desperate for him and we look up, we find that we are given new life and his breath that sustains us. And it carries us to that joyful shore where we all meet on that shore, and celebrate. And I just thought, it's important for us to remember the amazing love of God for us, and the amazing sacrifice Jesus made for us. When we are going through difficult times, when we're, facing, things that aren't easy, dark times, we really need to be grounded in the knowledge of his love for us. And it's those memories, that remembering, which, all of the Hebrew feasts, that was a time for remembering something important about, the history of the Jews. And we will do well to take time to remember how much Jesus loves us and how much he has given for us.